I'm the
Well,
completely okay.
no, no, go ahead. Go ahead and say what you want.
No, I'm completely more in. I still can't get over the thing of the PM yesterday.
Why are
So
you
the day.
blushing?
No, I'm not blushing. I'm just thinking
Surprise!
48 hours. Oh my God, he's in Bangkok.
Oh,
Sabatika, kapungkap.
okay.
Which
No,
hotel
but
are
we
you
want
in?
to know, Pallavi, why are you blushing about your interview with the Prime
No, no, I'm
Minister?
not blushing. I'm just saying, and you can't imagine the last 48 hours have been traumatic. Like, hoga, nahi hoga, kya hoga, that kind of stuff.
You're looking younger also. You're looking energized. I think part of meeting the PM is like he's I've never met him by the way, huh? I'm just going on perception. Is that he's so energetic that it
Yeah.
just kind of am I right or wrong? I don't know. I mean,
But
I
Advaita,
just
it's
feel
it's absolutely humid in Kolkata. It's like hot, and
yeah.
yesterday was terrible because just after that cyclone thing, it was absolutely humid. And 5 hours I had to sit on the road. वहां पे मैंने पूरा सैनिटाइज था. There was no stool वूल तो भूल जाओ. जो flag आया था ना फिर मोदी का placards, I asked them कि can you sit on it. They said नहीं 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 इस पे कैसे बैठोगे and all. So there was a little newspaper which we sat on 5 hours, and then he came. And look, it must not have been easy because he's done 3-4 rallies. Then you fly, and then he just landed from Kolkata ka rally to the spot where the roadshow was to begin. He just freshened up because he had to go to Sharda Ma's ashram. So, he obviously wanted to wear clean clothes and all that. He went there, then he went the Netaji ka tribute, and then he did a roadshow. It's just 2 kilometers, but that 2 kilometers took such a long time because वो रुक के जाना होता है. Then everyone is waving. Then, they want to take selfies. So, he had to stop there to look at people. It's not, I mean, he was looking tired. He was not tired, but he was looking tired. And the heat, it's
I mean,
humidity.
yeah. Look at AIM. He's looking tired after just a 4-hour flight in business class or first class.
Super business class with excellent company, I'm told, in the lounge.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm saying. Now he's looking tired after first class flight. AIM, can you hear us?
I think it's that. I think we are kind of used to see him with that lipstick. आज वो lipstick के बिना बड़ा वो लग रहा है. Plain.
But isn't it lovely to have AIM here and he's unable to speak or participate? And same with Sohail if he was here.
Sohail,
Although
look at Sohail. This is
Sohail is
FOMO.
hanging out.
He loves to be, he's craving for attention. I'm telling you, give him the StreamYard link ek din ke liye, and tell him today the Sunday Club is going to be only about you. Let him just log in for 1 hour non-stop bullying.
What do you think, AIM?
See, I love India people. Vinimoto is in Thailand. I come here to interview King Vajiralongkorn. I Princess
And while
Chongkong
you're there,
to the Wong
while
Kong
you're there,
Kong.
why don't you pick up some bright colored lipstick? अब Blinkit को छोड़ दो.
Kapungka. Lipstick. I take all instruction from a trans person here. I come for that only.
How many days are you there for, AIM?
Enough to get Thai accent. Okay.
Pallavi, I just want to ask you this. You're in Kolkata. You can take a quick flight across to AIM, and the
Yeah,
Tokus
50
system
minutes ka
can be
flight.
yeah, you can be reunited in Bangkok.
But I don't want to be
Nobody like
reunited with him.
nobody like Tokas Jatia. Very not like very naughty type. Nobody like.
Suhail has joined. See, I told. Oh my.
Is
Ah,
Suhail in Bangkok or
yeah, you're looking very good.
This is the height of desperation. He's sleeping. He wants to join. Oh God.
Because trust me, my yawn is more exciting than your boring introduction, Pallavi. I knew this would happen. Oh, he was looking tired. He was wearing a bandana, and I was having a rasgulla. There was no bloody stool. Get on with it.
What are you doing? What's the time in London now? Panch.
It's
It must be 9 or 10
2:35
na, in the
in
morning.
the afternoon when most Bengalis sleep,
Yes.
other than the ones who are desperate to grab the prime minister in the middle of his whatever the hell he was doing and, sir, what do you think of this? What do you think of this? What do you think of this?
He's
And I
jealous.
believe you push your way in, you weren't on the list, and he being a gentleman and an ardent follower of Sunday Club didn't want to piss you off, so he gave you the interview. And you're allowing it as if you've bloody discovered something that no one. Boss, he's given 78 interviews. You're the 79th one quarter interviewee.
You're jealous. So, hey, it's okay. I understand. I
I
understand.
would
I get
never interview Narendra Modi. Never.
Who
why.
all
After
have
you've
met?
been interview after you've interviewed him.
Oh,
Who all have met Prime Minister Modi like in person? Pallavi has.
Arey, he's my briefing client, so I don't need to go there. There's published material. So let's not waste time,
AIM, have you
Advaita.
met
That's
him?
why people want you
AIM, have you
out
met
and
him?
they want me to replace you as the anchor.
Yeah. Yes,
AI
you
was
are going.
showing off his hotel room.
No,
AIM,
I'm
yeah.
holding my back because it's a bit irritating. This chair is not very well designed. It's like all wonky shonky. But
Where are you sitting?
huh?
Which hotel?
This is the Plaza Athene.
And
Sounds fancy.
Suhail is, of course, under a blanket, which could be just about anywhere. It could be in Meerut
Sohail,
also.
Sohail is in Meerut. Yeah, you got that right. He's in Meerut right
Ah,
now.
Pallavi very jealous la because Suhail said get sweet,
And for
but you
all
not
those
get sweet.
jokers who think I'm inebriated, I don't drink or smoke anymore.
Yes, I
He's not
can
even
I can
wearing a
vouch for
shirt,
this.
yeah.
I've been
Then
to his
how
house.
can
He
he
no
come
longer
like this?
smoke. He no longer drink.
Okay, fine. Thanks so much, AIM, for that vote of confidence or that character certificate. But Pallavi, I want to ask you this. The other thing that you were discussing with me, and that was kind of worrisome, was the security for the Prime Minister in West Bengal.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, I tell you what happened. I mean, very briefly. So, what the procedure is very simple. So, there is a a close proximity card which is issued by the Kolkata police, and that is meant for only the party workers and those who are going to be in close proximity to him. So, a handful of party
What does
workers.
close proximity mean? How many meters?
It's like right where I was with the PM. It's
But
that.
you didn't
So,
have a
those.
C you didn't have a CPC.
What is that?
You didn't have a close proximity card.
I did. I should have got it. Yeah, it's there in
You
my
didn't.
car.
I was told by the SPD that you barged your way in.
Hmm.
You need
So,
better
yeah,
sources.
this is a very important thing which he's discussing.
So I'll tell you
Yeah.
what happened. Okay, so basically what they do is they issue a handful of close proximity passes for those who are going to be on the same tempo with the prime minister, and it is good. That for example, the first stop of his was that Netaji statue where he's going to offer the tributes. So you need how I think around 20-25 people were being issued. So four of us were given. There was a Republic Bangla ka journalist who was doing it after me, his cameraman, my cameraman, and me. Now, I have covered enough for PM events, not just PM Modi, but even otherwise. So what happens is that any of the events you go for, you're supposed to be frisked. Okay. So, hey, come on. You're supposed to be frisked. Now, the best part was that there are Mahila leaders also coming who've got a card. But there was no frisking station for them. So SPG obviously had to do their job. So they walked up to the Kolkata police people saying, she has to be frisked. They said, we don't have a place to frisk her. So there's this mobile van in which equipments are to be frisked and scanned. They told everyone to get down. They told me to get in. कि आपका फ्रिस्किंग अंदर करेंगे उसके ऊपर ना कोलकाता पुलिस रिफ्यूज टू फ्रिस्क सेज कि हम वैन के अंदर थोड़ी फ्रिस्किंग करते हैं वी कांट स्कैन हर वी डोंट हैव अ मशीन I told them, Baba,
So you
you
mean
have to
you
do it
mean Pallavi, you mean to tell me that they didn't have scanning and frisking machines for people who are going to get in close proximity with the Prime
for the
Minister?
women. For the women, they didn't have.
Which
Men, they
means
do it openly,
Pallavi was
na?
also a danger. It just means Pallavi was also a danger.
They always frisk anyone. If you go and meet VVIPs, then only will you know, na? So, blanket
Boss,
के नीचे बैठ के
they don't
भाषण मत.
frisk me because they know that who the
Ooh,
VVIP is.
wow. Oh, Pallavi, after meeting PM Modi, is giving it back nice and
No, no,
proper.
अरे यार, giving it back
She's
घंटा है यार, छोड़ ना.
good to hear that. No, but this is actually quite scary because remember, I mean, be it man or woman or child, you have to scan and frisk
Yeah.
people who are getting close to the prime minister. I mean, this is obviously willful. I can't imagine why else it
Yeah,
wouldn't
I mean,
happen
it's
that
like
way.
tomorrow you go to the airport and they tell you कि हम सिर्फ men को frisk कर सकते हैं, महिलाओं के लिए कोई booth नहीं है. So then they put me into a van and the SPG insisted that she has to be frisked. So they frisked me and that too everyone is watching. So I said कि बाहर ही कर लेते. So anyway, after all that, the equipments are scanned. So the procedure is that the police puts a stamp. These people said we don't have a stamp. So then the SPG says stamp कहाँ है? बोले वो तो हम घर पे छोड़ आया. Can you imagine? So then
My God.
SPG gave them some stamps ki is pe karo. And then all equipments were stamped. Then we go inside.
This almost seems
Ah,
deliberate.
no,
Yeah.
Abhijit, it just gets worse from here. So then there's this long corridor where the PM's vehicle is supposed to pass. So I was told ki we'll tell you just 20 minutes before the PM arrives, which is the spot where he'll stop and where you're going to do the interview. And obviously there's security reasons. So because and they told me you and the cameraman stay away from each other ताकि लोगों को ये ना लगे कि आपको interview मिल रहा है because then they'll start crowding around you. I said okay fine. So I just found a stop. He went and stopped somewhere else. So people didn't know I was a journalist. Okay, so and they didn't know that I
Yeah,
understand
answer
Bangla.
one
So I
thing.
could,
Yeah, this is a long-winded thing. Were you slotted to ask him questions? Was your interview slotted?
yeah, my interview was slotted, which is why I was given a close proximity pass. There's no
Excellent.
way, there's no way you could have barged in and taken that interview. It doesn't work like that with the
How
Prime
many
Minister.
minutes was your interview?
10 minutes?
So, yeah, we are having a half an hour program to discuss a 10-minute interview. What's
तो
going
That's not
on?
टाइम में
all we're
ड्यूरेशन
discussing.
में कुछ नहीं रखा है. Sometimes
That's not
less is
all we're
more
discussing.
Suhail.
I actually, and I want to pick up on what AIM said because when Pallavi and I were speaking earlier, she was explaining to me somewhere she's got lost in the women's checking area. But actually, Pallavi, you were saying that there were items lying around like,
हाँ, so then, so that's what I'm
plastic
saying.
packets of flowers and all of
So when
that.
I was standing there, the SPG, I was allotted one SPG who's basically going to take me to the PM and that kind of stuff. So he was briefing me how I have to behave. Suddenly, there are these barricades made, and barricades are covered by a cloth. The SPG suddenly lifts up the cloth. That's to see kya hai. And there were big packets and packets of flowers and garlands. And after the Rajiv Gandhi thing, they are shit scared of that because you know what happened, right? Then there were these Kolkata police के 2-3 people standing there. So the SPG asked them कि क्या आपने ये packets frisk किया? They're all looking at each other. It was not frisked. And the worst part is there was no scanning machine. So what they did was they just picked up and threw it पीछे कहीं because they couldn't scan it, so it couldn't be used for the Prime Minister. So
AIM,
that is one.
you
And
you actually,
second thing was
yeah.
the Kolkata police was clearly listening to a conversation and he kept on asking me, आपका interview कहाँ पे होगा, क्यों होगा, कैसे होगा? I don't think you're going to have an interview here and this and that. And I told him, दादा मेरा होगा, पर मुझे कुछ नहीं पता है कहाँ पे होगा because the SPJ told me not to say. So I found on the ground they were least water. They were like bottles being flung from one side to another. They are not allowed. You're not supposed to wear black. They don't allow you to wear black in the crowd. There were people who were wearing black and they were not even told to change the color. It's a strict SPG protocol. Black नहीं पहन सकते आप.
No. Why are you wearing black today?
But today I am तो very ना अभी कौन सा PM मुझे मिलने वाला है हो गया. So I spoke to one of those security guys of the PM and he told me, ma'am, एक तो language problem है. So like, one of them told me to translate one of the posters which was there. They were only worried कि ऐसा कुछ नहीं कोई abusive ना हो. So I translated कि नहीं अब की बार 400 पार. Then they told me this is one of the few states where we've got zero cooperation from the ground. And they said, कुछ भी हो, he's the PM of the country. Yeah. I mean, you'd like him, dislike him, it's okay. But you cannot compromise his security. I saw that happening. I mean,
Yeah, Abhijit, this goes beyond like or dislike, right? I mean, what Pallavi is explaining or describing here looks like you rightly pointed out could very likely be deliberate.
Look, you know, Bengal police is notoriously inefficient. Let's be clear about this. I've seen people right outside writers building, which is the where the chief minister's office
Yeah.
is, and they'll be sleeping on the job. They don't care, the sirens are going, chief minister's going, they'll sleep on the job. I've literally seen a policeman sleep on the job outside writers building. Okay. uh, Very inefficient, very clumsy, very inept, because they have, if you stay at the Oberoi or Great Eastern, that area, you'll realize that every single day there's some protest or the other blocking that road one way or the other.
It's called Charangi, that area.
Yeah. So what ends up happening is that invariably what ends up happening is the police also, I mean, you leave aside their normal incompetence, they also tend to be very blasé and lackadaisical about these meetings, because in Bengal it's almost like meeting is an occupation in that sense, protest is an occupation. So then there's the third level, which is, what happens is rules go out to the police. Always when the prime minister is going somewhere, SPG will send out rules saying you have to pick out areas like this. This is the protocol that has to be followed and things like that. So, while normally you could get away saying that this is how Bengal police is going to be, nobody from Bengal police can say that instructions were not received from the SPG prior, several weeks prior, in fact, as is the case, for them not to have had all this bandobast at the place of the meeting. So, that is why I'm saying these people are trying to mask it as incompetence, when it is in fact precisely because SPG directives would have been sent out. This is actually a complete, it is a crime of commission. It is not an error of omission.
Commission. Yeah. Yeah. Pallavi, do you agree with that? I mean, you were there on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, they could care less is the attitude I found. They were just leaving it to God कि कुछ नहीं होगा मतलब किचु होबे ना, that kind of stuff. I've never seen this happening, I mean, okay, chalo, Delhi police mein hai because that's in the national capital, but whenever we, and every prime minister, not just Modi, every prime minister, I remember Dr. Manmohan Singh and all, it is almost impossible to roam around so freely. And I'm not only talking about myself, chalo, mera bhi pass hai. But I noticed the way people were walking, the two sides, there were people, then they're throwing bottles at each other. And then, there were packets and packets of rose petals and garlands and all of that. How can that? I mean, मेरे सामने हो रहा था ये सब. The SPG is asking them कैसे, and he didn't know what to do. And I asked him, like, he said, क्या करें? 2 दिन से हम परेशान हैं. But you can't make an issue of it because then it becomes a political issue. So they just let it be at that, So it's a security
No, I mean,
nightmare.
nobody has reported on it, nothing of the sort. We were discussing this, and I felt like it was important to bring it out because, I mean,
They
come
wanted
on. I mean,
to
this
report on
is,
it because there were not too many people there. There was only me and the
yeah.
other Republic journalist who was a little far ahead. And he was at the end of the road show. So he wouldn't have seen all, because I was the closest to the venue where he was going to begin his road show point. I was just 500 meters away. So they gave me the first spot. So they had scattered. It was 1.9 kilometers. So this guy was at the 1.9 kilometer where the roadshow was ending. Mine was at the beginning of the roadshow. So I saw the maximum movements because I saw the prime minister coming and, the cars and this and that. And there's
And
another
the
protocol
other, yeah, go ahead, Pallavi.
there's
Please,
another
go ahead.
protocol in place till the PM doesn't leave the venue, which for the next half an hour, no movement is allowed. This is a drill. Okay, suppose the prime minister is here and he leaves from this spot, आधे घंटे तक, they don't let anyone move out or move in. Nothing of that sort of happened.
And this happens in
PM
Delhi
left
also.
my spot. Huh?
This happens in Delhi also. So it's
Yeah, this
nothing.
happened in Delhi also. 500 meters met thi. PM went ahead. Matlab, I'm here. PM is here, and PM goes there. Another 500 meters. I'm allowed to move out.
Maybe this was a more fluid situation. So maybe it's hard to kind of, when he's moving also, he's on the move, he's not in one
So they
place.
don't allow till the PM. See, in an ideal situation, maybe in Delhi or some other state, what would have happened is till the PM doesn't complete his roadshow, they would have not allowed anyone to move. He has to finish the roadshow of 1.9 kilometers, go back to his next stop. He reaches his next destination, then they let you move. Nothing of that sort happen. It always is a protocol in place. Whenever PM leaves and the auditorium, at least 15-20 minutes tak ke liye, they don't let anyone go out.
Hmm. The other thing that I think you did a very good story on from Bengal was Sandesh Khali, because we've heard so
Yeah.
much about it, and some time has passed. What was it like to go out there? I mean, was it safe for you, first of all? First question.
So I went there for the first time, but we've all been seeing videos now of these women talking. So there is basically this Dhomkali is the place where you get the ferries from, and it's like any ferry. Okay, 5 minute ka thing hai to go into Sandesh Khali. The first thing I noticed when I got down at Sandesh Khali is like people staring at you because we had the cameras with us. With a complete thing about, oh my god, we don't want to talk. And no one is understanding this. But today I was talking to two other journalists over here, political analysts, and they were telling me the same thing. In fact, one person extremely close to the TMC and very much in the inner circle, a worker, was telling me, Didi, we saw a lot of crowd at the Prime Minister's roadshow. How was it? And we saw your interview. And then he tells me, what do you think will happen? I said, I don't know. I can't say. He says, Didi, we are a little worried because no one is talking. I'm telling you, no one is understanding. Bengalis do talk. And when they stop talking, there is a sign there. It could mean anything. In Chandesh Khali, it was a silence which for me was the first thing that struck me. Because see, here I was, who was going there for the first time and hoping to get easy sound bites. But there were women who've been through it and telling me, अरे यहाँ कुछ भी नहीं हुआ, हमें कुछ नहीं पता, मैं हूँ नहीं, मैं तो बाहर से हूँ, मैं दूसरे island से हूँ. Why will you come from another island to Moody Bhajo? Moody is that we have that puffed rice, na, that snacks, na, Abhijit would know. So there's this place where they were making this puffed rice, and these 6-7 women were there. So I said, what happened then? No, we are from another island. हम यहाँ आए हैं इसको करवाने के लिए, which is laughable because every 100 meters in Kolkata and West Bengal, the puffed rice is being kind of roasted.
Exactly.
So you don't have to come from another island to do this. So I knew what was happening. There's this old lady, 65-year-old. She's there in the story. वो झूला झूल रही है. I don't know. कुछ भी नहीं हुआ. मैं तो यहाँ हूँ नहीं. मैं तो थी नहीं यहाँ पे. Her husband blurts out कि हाँ हुआ था. But what's the point of talking about it again and again? Because they are scared. What the worry is that suppose TMC wins from here, will we be targeted? Or not even TMC, will we be targeted? Will we be kind of marked and targeted?
Yeah, because I mean, elections will come, elections will go, journalists will come, journalists will go, but these people have to remain there and
And
live
we
the
will
rest
not
of
even
their
go back there,
lives.
most probably, right? I will not go back there
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
We
I
won't even know.
can't blame
It's a
them.
crazy island, yeah. Have you guys been to the Fifi Island? Have you been
Fifi
to
Island?
Fifi Island? Thailand,
In
mein?
Thailand? Yeah.
What?
It's like that. It's like narrow lanes, no cars can go in, and only a tuk-tuk goes, like Toto. It's called Toto over here. So roam around the Toto and there's so many by-lanes. Kisko kya hoga, kisi ko pata bhi nahi chalega.
Pallavi, one more question our viewers are asking, because this, I guess, needs to be clarified for public discourse. Were you asked to submit questions that you were going to ask the Prime Minister beforehand?
No, there was only one advisory which I was given कि Prime Minister doesn't have time. 8 minutes से लंबा मत करना क्योंकि मैडम आप तो चले जाओगे, हमारी वाट लग जाएगी. And they said we are going to keep on making this sign, which means you have to wrap up. So thankfully that person was behind me, but then he started poking me after 8 minutes because I could make out that PM was speaking. I can't butt in the Prime Minister, no. So but I'm telling you, whoever says this, I was not even asked. I was only told to be prepared. Don't mention it to anyone because there are security concerns. And I was not even told, what do you want to ask? Not at all.
And the other thing also that I want to understand is how unusual is it for like someone who's a Congress beat reporter, to get an interview like this with the
So,
Prime
Advaita,
the
I
Prime
will tell
Minister.
you, which is why I was very excited about it all, is when I requested for this interview, I thought I will be politely ignored or politely dismissed. I thought I will not even be entertained. Okay?
Yeah.
So I came as a shock to me and now a pleasant surprise. 48 hours earlier I was told, be ready, we'll get back to you. get in touch with you. 20, and very well organized because someone calls me up and then they tell me the SPG will be in touch with you. Then when my passes were made and was given. I don't know. I don't remember. I mean, anchors and editors are given because they don't have a beat. But I wonder if a BJP beat reporter would have been given an interview by Rahul Gandhi. No, right? वो तो कांग्रेस बीट को ही नहीं दे रहा है तो बीजेपी तो दूर की बात है. So I was very pleasantly surprised, which is why I tweeted that forget what people may take pot shots and make fun of the fact that kaisa question interviews and all of that. One, I was not asked for any question. I wanted to ask on Sandesh Khali. I definitely wanted to ask on the fact that there are no industries and all of them are coming up, and I wanted to ask on the OBC. But I asked beyond that, and I was. I never, frankly speaking, I never expected that I would be called. I think he made a very strong point, giving it to a non-beat reporter who happens to be from Bengal and a woman. I mean, you make multiple points. I mean, this is a great opportunity for me as a reporter, and I think it's a very strong messaging which also came in from him.
Yeah, and I think he was really engaged in the questions that you were asking, especially related to women. And he recalled what he said in 2014.
I'm going to go. We really need to sleep now.
Princess,
So
we wanted
just
to ask
answer
you
on
one
this
question.
now,
Princess,
what
very
did you
quickly,
make of the fact?
while you've been airborne, Princess, there has been a revelation that the people were paid money to do this tweet on Rafa,
Oh,
and
I could tell. Yeah.
allegedly,
So
and
why?
one of
So that was a fake one, right, Abhijit? Because I saw you tweet. Before you go off to sleep, tell us this, no?
Look, you just look at it, and within 5 seconds, you know it's fake. Right? Israel doesn't have a desert that looks anything like that. That's clearly taken from it's superimposed from some kind of a car boneyard kind of thing in the American desert somewhere. Second thing is ki it's such a obvious thing ki even where it snows in Israel, up in Mount Hermon in the north, the mountain doesn't look anywhere like that, even in peak winter, right? So why would you do something fake for what? Right, especially when it can be hurled back at you with several times. Why didn't anybody say all eyes on kibbutz Nahalos or kibbutz Be'eri when 7th October happened? All eyes on 7th October, kuch nahi. Suddenly we're meant to follow all this nonsense, but the very fact that all these B grade Bollywoodias, yesteryear's Botox types like that Kim Sharma girl and all of that, uh, have you seen her these days? There is this Duchess of Spain, was this Duchess of Spain, the Duchess of Alba. uh, these days Kim Sharma looks like that. Let me just show you her photo. ये देखो, ये मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ. Open image. एक सेकेंड. Open image. Huh. And now let me do a share. So all these yesteryear washouts. Can you see?
what?
Suhail, doesn't she look like that?
This is because of surgery.
Yeah, severe Botox.
This is the
No, this is not Kim Sharma.
this is
No,
Duchess
but
of Alba.
it's the Duchess of Alba.
Huh.
And she does all this tamasha. She has a long history of doing this kind of tamasha for attention. तो इसमें क्या होता है कि I knew from that point itself all these B graders and no more hit movies, the Dhawan Boy and all yesteryear's actors, koi prospects nahi hai, they were doing it. You know it's paid. You just know it's paid. I didn't realize it was going to come out. Who revealed all of this? Ki it is paid and all of that.
Ari, they revealed a whole Excel sheet. There's this channel called Time Algebra, something of that
Oh
sort.
yeah.
I'm trying to find that handle, but
Huh.
they actually came up with an entire price list. And that price list very clearly mentioned that based on your followers count on Twitter, Insta, YouTube, you fell into this bracket in terms of remuneration, and it was all in US dollars. And it was like if something like $200 if you're below 100,000 for a post, and
That's it.
$450
Isn't
for
it that
YouTube.
much money?
I don't know, $450 USD for YouTube followers if you're somewhere around the 50,000 mark. So, and then Madhuri Dixit posted, it seems, and was then deleted. No, the highest one I think was something like $4,500 for a post or something, whatever that is in rupees.
ठीक है. I guess somebody would have told Madhuri not to do it then after that. Good.
Yeah,
ठीक है.
yeah,
See,
tax
that's the
and
difference between an A-lister and a B-lister. An A-lister realizes their messages and make amends. The B-lister is irrelevant, so you don't have to make amends.
no, but this is embarrassing because, and not embarrassing. There's something horrible about, a kind of posting and making money on people's suffering.
But it's very common. You saw what Rihanna did. That Rihanna tweet was a paid tweet
Yeah,
during the farmers' protest.
yeah.
Remember? So nothing new. अच्छा
So
सुनो,
That's
चार
yeah,
इंडिया में
paid.
बहुत नींद में है. Okay.
that's what this
Oh my.
this Times algebra.
Yeah.
That's what they're posting on social media,
Okay.
and yeah.
Good night, Princess Chongsai San with Suda Buda Kong need to
No,
sleep.
Advaita, what is your issue?
Get
My
a
issue is
magenta lipstick.
nothing. I just wanted to ask Abhijit this because he's very like clued on with what's happening on social media. So I wanted to check like is this for real or is it just like something, but then Abhijit said that,
Since
oh, it's
when have
already.
you since when have you started taking the Bollywood, some of these Bollywood people seriously? Since when?
I mean, I'm
You
part of
work
the
with them.
industry,
Yeah.
so
No, that doesn't
yeah.
mean I've worked with a lot of journalists. That doesn't mean I take them seriously.
So this is the rateless like news arena India. It's saying money charged by influencers for Rafa post. So
You
you
know,
see the above 50 million if you have on Insta, Twitter, etc. It's 2,000 plus USD, and above
so
10
you
million,
know the people who
7,000.
are paying this kind of money are actually the duffers, not the people making the money. Making the money to hey, but the people who are paying this kind of money are actually stupid people because the people they're paying to are not being taken seriously. It's like what someone told one particular journalist who Pallavi has worked with, that since when does anyone take you seriously? So if you're not being taken seriously and then you're getting paid, I mean, it's money down the drain. So I've never understood why all this happens. A, B, whatever is happening in that region is awful. It's awful because when whales fight, shrimps are eaten. It's one state versus the other. It's one state versus terrorism, blah, blah, whatever it is. What is actually happening is innocent people are dying on both sides of the border. So rather than, take sides, rather than say, oh, this person is wrong, that person is wrong, we should wake up and smell the frigging coffee. The reality is, children who have no role to play on either side, they are unwitting victims of this war. The Netanyahus of the world and the chaps who run Hamas and Palestine, they are playing their games. But who are the people suffering? Innocent women and children, innocent men, old folk. No one is talking about that. People are busy taking sides of governments without caring two hoots about the people who are dying. And when those people die, the people they leave behind will be scarred for life on again both sides of the border.
Yeah,
And that
but the
scarring
other.
of lives, and let me warn you, Advaita, that scarring will lead to more danger as the world evolves and as we go along.
Yeah, but see, that's of course one aspect which is very important. But the other is this the moral question. Assuming that there have been people who've been paid to post like this, it's one thing to be promoting chocolate or toothpaste or cola drinks, which we know is bad for you, and there is some moral ambiguity there. But to post about suffering and then being paid for it is despicable.
But that
It's all
tells you
right.
of the moral bankruptcy, Advaita. You have worked with Bollywood. You have written scripts for them, some of which have been really successful. You know what their atit is, what their moral compass is. They are guided, coded, and lured by just plain money. Half these jokers endorse fairness creams. Half these scoundrels endorse pan masala and gutka and all that kind of rubbish. So who are you preaching to? You're preaching to the people who have already been converted by the lucre and lure of money.
Yeah,
They're not
yeah.
bothered by morals. Morals they left at the doorstep long ago.
But I want to just bring it back to Bengal before we wrap up. Sohail, Pallavi was telling us how it's remarkable the kind of organic outpouring uh, that she witnessed towards the prime minister, something that's probably unprecedented and very, very unique. What do you make of this? I mean, do you think there's going to be a change in West Bengal in terms of the number of seats for the BJP, or is it just on the streets?
Look, I was born and raised in Calcutta, and I said that in front of you, with you on that ANI podcast. We keep talking about, oh, Indian electorate is very intelligent. It's all rubbish. The Indian electorate is as dumb or as bright as it chooses to be. Take West Bengal as an example. 1965 or 1967, I may get the year wrong, when the United Democratic Front came to power after Dr. B.C. Roy. I think it was Ajay Chakravarti or Ajay, who, whatever his name was, who became the chief minister. Then you had Siddharth Shankar Ray in the midst of the Naxalite movement. In 1977, Jyoti Basu came to power. He ran Bengal both for 30 or 40 years and ran it into the ground, means the communists. Buddhadev Bhattacharya came after him, continued. Mamta Banerjee, during Buddhadev Bhattacharya's tenure, sounded the bugle of revolt when she went nuts over Nandigram and dragged Singur. The Tatars were thrown out of Singur. I mean, the Tatars had to exit. From that day till now, industry has been at its lowest point in Bengal. There are no businesses that want to come to Bengal. Does Bengal have business? Of course they do. It was the citadel and the capital of the jute industry. At one point in time, companies like Dunlop, I mean, you name it, Reckitt and Co, all were headquartered there. Where is Bengal today? People are fleeing Bengal. Mamta Banerjee is very happy. You know, I'll give you an example, Advaita, it'll shock you. And I'd even mention the name of the person so that we know who these people are. There's a guy called Rajiv Kaul, who was Arun Nehru's brother in law. Rajiv Kaul is very active with CII and other chambers. Rajiv Kaul met me 4 months ago at someone's wedding function in Calcutta. And I told him, I said, isn't it miserable what's happening in Bengal? You know what he says? We are very happy. We don't want too many businesses. We are very content. You know, contentment is the worst form of admission of absolute lethargy and the unwillingness to do any good. This is Rajiv Kaul, who was former president, who was, I mean, for God's sake, you're talking about senior people talking this way. So you tell me, Advaita, what's going to happen to Bengal? Narendra Modi has no magic wand. Narendra Modi has also taken people who are erstwhile TMC, so it's not as if they are doodh ke dhule or they have any, you know, great or grandiose plans for the economy. It is a right royal mess. Please understand what's happening in Bengal. One is the religious appeasement. There is blatant appeasement of the minority communities, and they don't care. You know, one thing, the communists didn't have that level of religious appeasement, they had ideological appeasement. Mamta has taken it to a different level. Plus, Bengal has always, since 1965, been inflicted by violence of the worst kind during elections. The art of booth capturing was invented and made professional in Bengal. So I'm very, very perturbed, pained, anguished, whatever you might say, that the Bengal, which we said what Bengal thinks today, India thinks tomorrow, it's sad. What Bengal thinks today, India has already thought yesteryears ago and either moved
India,
on or discarded.
I was just going to say, India has actually moved on, and a lot of young people from Bengal who are looking for opportunities and have aspirations have, whenever they can, have made the move out of Bengal because they want to pursue that life, that better
You know,
life.
Amit Shah
Yeah.
made a comment, I don't know
And
if it
I
was Amit
asked the
Shah or
PM
Narendra
this, and
Modi,
he said
about
that I
CAA or the
left.
impact or whatever. But the tragedy, Advaita, is the amount of people who are getting into Bengal illegally is unfathomable. It is shocking. Now come to the democracy aspect, freedom. Do you remember there was a JU, Jadavpur University professor who was arrested for a Facebook post about Mamta Banerjee? So, point I'm making is there is a bigger play and problem in India. When Modi came to power on May 26, 2014, he said we will talk about federalism, federal cooperation, and competitiveness. Federal competitiveness. Today, these states behave as if they want to secede. Today, some of the states behave as laws and nations unto themselves, unwilling to submit themselves to the laws of the land. The reason why state governments had to grant permission to certain federal agencies to conduct probes was to keep the respect of those states, not to ensure that the states would insulate themselves from any probe that they didn't control. And that's what we're seeing. So, this is the problem. And also remember, the left liberals are the biggest scoundrels because they are buoyed and burnished by left ideologies. And leftist ideologies are against progress for all. The leftists, in some stupid way, believe that everyone must be equal. So if people are poor, then everyone should be poor.
Which is something similar that Rahul Gandhi is now talking about. But
Exactly.
Pallavi, I want to ask you this very important question, and that is this illegal migration an issue for the voter in Bengal?
No, if they are the ones who are migrating and they're getting to vote, it's not an issue for them. They're very happy about it. But but many in Kolkata and many people you meet, young students, they told me when I went to Shantiniketan and all, there is a sense of anger because somehow even they have been made aware of the fact that there are a lot of illegal people who are coming in, they're getting the benefits of jobs and other facilities, and these people are not getting it. What he's talking about jobs, I did ask the PM this, and PM did tell me that first the left did it, now Mamta Banerjee is doing it. And I don't know. I mean, this is what I want. I didn't write this, but Suhail, but there are these 2,000 crore investment summits and all of that. They are promising investments. Nothing is happening because the Prime Minister says you just hold the money
So,
and you just
you're
hold
all
it.
young and like children of mine. Let me take you back in history. Somnath Chatterjee was a formidable lawyer first and then moved to Delhi and became a formidable parliamentarian elected from the Communist Party of India, Marxist, CPIM, very, very close to Jyoti Basu. Then, if you remember, there was a guy called Harkrishan Singh Surjit, the rascal who prevented Jyoti Basu from becoming prime minister.
Prime
The
Minister.
two rogues who prevented it were Prakash Karat and Harkishan Singh Surjit.
Surjit,
Sitaram
yeah.
Yechuri, to be fair, was in favor. When the communists lost, and by the way, I don't know if it was good or bad, but let's imagine. Somnath Chatterjee had a dual role. He was also the chairman of something called the WBIDC, West Bengal Industrial Development Corporation. You know what his nickname was? Moda, means Memorandum of Understanding Dada. Dada is a thing for an older brother. Why they started calling Moda was Moda অত মোটা ছিলেন যে সারা কাজটা তো হইলই না শুধু মৌ হলো, which means Moda is giving so many, signing so many memoranda of understanding. So Pallavi is right. There are investments that are promised, there are summits, but it's not materialized.
Hmm. And before Pallavi comes in, I just want to tell Suhail, stop calling me your child because on our Smita Prakash podcast, people are saying, is Advaita Suhail's niece or daughter? And
You don't
after
look
working
anything
so
like me.
hard, I'm just telling you what people are saying. And after
I'd be
working
worried
so
if someone
hard,
even had a faint
no, after
association.
after working so hard, the last thing I want to be known as is a nepo baby.
No, no,
So
forget
please.
Nepo baby. I don't even want to be associated with this gradient of looks. So let's get on with it. Yeah, Pallavi, I'm
Nepo
sorry
baby.
to have interrupted you. I seek your forgiveness. Go
It's
ahead.
a
Oh dear.
habit now. It's okay, Sunil.
Yeah. In fact, we've decided this Sunday we're going to send you the link for the Sunday Club and just let it be you
But
on
I'll
the
be a
club.
great anchor. I'll tell you why. Because I
How?
understand people's strengths and weaknesses. I know that Pallavi has to be asked short questions because her ability to answer a question is like that of most Indians. You ask an Indian, "Are you going to Bombay tomorrow?" You know what they will answer? "I've just come back from Coimbatore." No one answers the question in this country. You try it. Yes,
Okay.
Pallavi. Thank you.
All right, Pallavi. Thank you. You were going to say something and then let's wrap it up. We've
No,
already
I'm
gone
not.
over time. But I just want to thank all our viewers, 26,000, 2,600 people, 26,000 someday live with us, but 2,600 on a Wednesday without any prior notice. It's making us feel really good. But you know what will make us feel better is if you like, share, and subscribe. And that would be awesome because I think that would really encourage us. So please do that. And I'm, as you can tell, sitting in my dining room because that has the best internet connection. So I'm doing this for all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.